What's up, everybody? LJ Young, Quentin's first in the room. Quentin Cameron, first in the room. Hello, hello. Get on in here. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Now, like I do all the time, I let about 3 minutes go by to give everybody a chance to get up in here. Plus, I started just a few seconds early, but not that early. Get on in here. Welcome, welcome. I know it's been a few days. I've been getting a few emails. Hey, what's up, L? What's up, L? We need that fix. We need that fix, man. What's going on? I said, I'm just taking a little more time to think about what I'm doing before I just come out here and do these videos, because I'm coming from such a different perspective. I just want to make sure I deliver the message right. So sometimes I take a few days to myself, unplug from everything, the news, people, social media, and because the silence is when it comes to me, right? So I got to silence all the noise. There's a bunch of noise out there. You just can't hear. You can't hear anything. You got to just turn it off, right? Once I turn it off, the silence is here, and then I can hear, all right? And then I can deliver it to you the most clear. And I figure out ways of how I can deliver it to you in such a clear and concise way, So get up in here. Welcome, everybody. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for joining. If you like it, please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to hit that like button if you like it. All right. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. All right. Get on in here. Welcome, everybody. We got about 1 more minute before I get started. You guys are going to love this one. So as I'm waiting, I'm just got my music in there, just listening, going over my notes. I've been writing this. It's so crazy. I feel like, how rappers, they be having them pads, writing down stuff, man. That yellow pad thing, I want you guys to understand something. That yellow pad, that works. It works, man. I feel like a rapper, when he writes down his lyrics, man, something about that yellow background just helps me write, What's up, Mark? Hello, Reese. I already got about 15 more seconds, and then we're going to get started. But that yellow pad stuff worked, man. So I got all my notes. What's up, Micro Rambo? Welcome. Welcome, sir. We was just talking about it last night, and then I delivered, right? Here we go. We delivered. I kind of, so crazy. I do like, it's crazy that it helps me know that I'm delivering something of worth. When people say, hey, man, I need that fix, I'll be like, okay, cool. Dope, man. No, I'm just joking. Welcome, Amina. Hello. Nicer. Welcome. What's going on? All right. We're already past. Okay. I'm yip-yapping. All right. Let me pause this music here. All right. So, hello, everyone. My name is LJ Young, and I am a conscious, 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. Hello, Jewel. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where I lived for the first 40 years of my life, and I didn't even know it. Just believing financing everything under the sun, right? Everything that goes down in value, and then I get rewarded by a credit score. The deeper I went in debt, I got rewarded. Said, hey, since you went deep in debt, you get rewarded with a 700 credit score, an 800 credit score. Congratulations, LJ. Congratulations. Right? Until one day I hit my DTI, debt to income ratio, right? And I was like, what is that? Wait a minute. It was like, hey, they said, they told me no. For the first time in my life, I was turned down for a loan. And I was like, what? And they said, you reached your DTI, debt to income ratio. I was like, what is that? So they give me the explanation, right? They say, hey, this is when your income is this much, but your debt is this much. So you have this ratio or whatever, right? So I said, oh, okay. But it still didn't make any sense, because I was like, wait a minute. By following all the credit rules, you guys got me here. That's what didn't make any sense. I was like, you guys got me here by following those rules, the credit rules, and now you're telling me no. It was like, a siren went off in my head. It was like, whoa, something doesn't make sense. Something doesn't make sense. Debt to income ratio. Anyway, it was because I was in debt, right? Once I got out of debt, I was like, wait a minute. If you don't have any debt, there is no ratio. Debt to income ratio only applies to those in debt. So that's where I lived for the first 40 years of my life. And so what do I do? How do I get people out of the debt matrix? I expose what I call the glitches in the debt matrix, all right? The glitches are things that don't make mathematical sense, but yet people still they continue to do it. They just keep on doing it. Now, listen, there's only a few exact sciences, okay? There's only a few. And math is exact. Math is one of those exact sciences. What is an exact science? Something that's proven to be exact, true, no misunderstandings of it. It's true, right? And all I had to do was believe that math was an exact science. That's it. And that's it. And then I became debt free, all right? So now I know a lot of you guys are scared out there with this pandemic, and I'm not downplaying it because it's actually killing people, right? We got a virus out there killing people, all right? But I want you guys to understand the things that debt makes, being in debt guides your decisions in a pandemic, right? You can't really see. There's so much noise going on, you can't really hear, right? You think, oh, everything's bad, everything's coming to an end. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not coming to an end. It's not. Nothing's ending. The only thing that's ending, the old normal. So those of you out there that are saying things like, oh man, I can't wait till things get back to normal. It's never going back to that, ever. It's never going back to that. And when you catch yourself saying this, I want you to do this right now. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Savings minus debt equals your old normal. So whenever you say, hey, I can't wait till things get back to normal, that's what you're saying. Add up all your debt. You're saying, I'm trying to get back to that normal. Whatever that debt number is, that is your normal. And everything that goes with it, that normal's gone forever. All right. So I was thinking like this. So I got my notes. I'm gonna be reading off my notes here. Now I thought to myself, what would be an easier way to deliver this to people so they can see and understand what I mean, right? So what I did was I decided to think about myself, how I was back in 2008, right? When I was in debt and it was a crash and I was suffering, right? Compared to today, right? Now I thought to myself, how about I let the new me, the me you guys see today, act as if I'm talking to the old me if I was in this situation as the same in 2008. All right. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pretend like I'm talking to the old me. The new me today is talking to the old me. Okay. So let's go down this list. All right. Now, businesses, like since the order shut down, businesses have been shut down, and it's only been what, a month? And people are talking about going out of business right now, right? So I thought to myself, if I had a business, say like I was in this mix right now, and I had a business, and I was one of the people talking about, oh my God, I need a business loan. I'm about to be out of business in a month. This is what I would say to myself. Linnell, how long have you been in business? 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? And you mean to tell me 1 month of no business has put you out of business after being in business for 10 to 20 years? That doesn't make sense. Something's wrong with you, Linnell. It has nothing to do with the pandemic. If you lost your business after 1 month of no business, your finances have been in the hole, Linnell. This didn't do anything. You've been there. Find out what's wrong in your world. Find out the pandemic in your world. Because if everybody could understand this, they would realize it really has nothing to do with the shutdown of 1 month of business. Been in business for 10 years, 15 years, and all of a sudden 1 month puts you out of business to where you need a loan on top of that. Now, the way people are protesting right now, if I was in my same thought mind process as 2008 today, I would probably get out there and protest too. I would. I'd be just like everybody else. Hey, man, get us back in business right now. We need to make some money right now, as if it's ever going to go back to that. It's never going back to that, so it doesn't matter. But I would have been out there protesting. I've been like, hey, okay, business is back. You are keeping us from business, right? I would have been doing all that, right? And then after going back into business, I would have noticed businesses wouldn't be the same. You know how many years it's going to take people to trust plus social distancing? Business is never going back. Those days are done, Linnell. That's done. You know what I would have did if I was in that same situation right now? I would have been like, I would have started blaming after going back into business. I would have started blaming social distancing from making money, right? Because you're only, like here in South Carolina, you can only allow in 20% per 1,000 square feet, right? So you only can let so many people in. And then I would have started blaming social distancing, and then I would have started breaking the rules. Why? Because I was in debt. I needed money. I would have started breaking the rules for sure. Like they will. And once they start, and check it out, when people, I'm gonna be bouncing back and forth as I'm talking to myself and I'm talking to you guys. Okay, I'm going back and forth. I forgot to mention that. And as soon as people start breaking the rules, guess what? There's going to be a total lockdown. This is how you can prosper right now if you pay attention to what's going on. This is how you can ensure that this kind of situation will never happen to you again, as long as you pay attention to what's really going on, not the panic. You got to remember, nothing, when people, like, put it this way, here, the businesses were shut down because of the coronavirus. There is no vaccine. Now they're opening business back up for the very reason why they're shut down. The coronavirus is still out there. What is that? That doesn't make any sense. But yet I would have did it too. I would have did it. Even though there was a killer virus out there, I would have did it too. You know why? Because I was in debt. Only people in debt would ever risk their lives over money, ever. Regardless of the economy. You wouldn't care about the economy if you were dead. But I would have did it. Why? Because I was in debt. I would have said, hey, screw it. I need my business. I'm going to lose my business. Hey, Linnell, what if you die? What if you go to work, open your business, and bring home that virus to your family? You could possibly kill your children. Nah, man, I got to save my business. Only people in debt would ever risk their life and their family's life for money. And I would have did it. Why? Because I was in debt. I remember my mindset back then. I would have did it. There could never, what people in debt don't understand, there could never be business as usual during a pandemic, ever. That's mathematically impossible. You know what else I would have accepted? I would have accepted a 20% pay cut, working the same amount of hours at my job. You know how many people got their pay cut and still had to work? I would have did it. You know what else I wouldn't have saw? Now, anybody that would risk their life during a pandemic and take a pay cut are doing it because they're in debt, risk their life for money. And guess what? I'm bouncing back and forth again. If you are out there and you've accepted that 20% pay cut, guess what? You're never getting it back. They're never giving you that money back. Don't believe it. Because if you accept something like that during a pandemic, you really do accept that you could lose your life. You're not getting that 20% back. Only people that worship money, that are in debt, that are enslaved to it would ever do that. I'm not even saying anything. Am I saying something wrong here? Could you die from that? Yeah. Is it a possibility that you could catch it and bring it home to your family? Yeah. Then what are you doing it for? Money. You're in debt. Don't worry. If I was in the same situation, in debt like I was in 2008, I would have did it. And you're probably thinking, why wouldn't they give it back? Because there's going to be millions of people out of work right now. They have all those people easily to replace you for less. Millions. 4.4 million people filed for unemployment. More than that, people with other gigs and all this other stuff, all this grant money, what do you think that's for? People that are not working. They got plenty of people to replace you for less. I was reading the Spanish flu, right? Because now people always compare 2008 to 2020 right now. And again, I would have did the same comparison, but there is no comparison. Nobody was dying in 2008. It was just a crash. It was just an economy crash. Nobody was dying. People are dying this time. Don't ever compare the two. If this is you, stop doing that. Nothing. This one has nothing to do with 2008. You go all the way back to the Spanish flu if you want to do some kind of comparison. And all you got to do is read it. They're doing the exact same things back when the Spanish flu was here. They're doing the exact same things now. Now they're starting to protest. Now we need to get back to work. We're going to have parades. We're going to have a 4th of July parade. Yeah, that's exactly what they did in Pennsylvania, I believe. Read up on it. Some mayor, somebody went on ahead and did the parade, and guess what? More people died. Let me see. Where's my note? Sorry, you guys. Never once are people going to be like, it's like, who determines if your life is essential or not, right? They say, okay, these are essential jobs. Nobody ever stops to say, hey, wait a minute. Who determines if my life is essential or not? Me. I determine if my life is essential or not. I don't care how much they're paying. I don't care. They don't have enough money. If I was in debt, I would have accepted it. I would have been on social media talking about, oh, thank God I got a job. Thank God I still got a job. Really? Is it remote? Are you at home? If you're at home, all right, cool. But if you're going somewhere, and guess who you're around? You're around other people that also they care more about money than their life. That's why you guys are all together. Those people that are together right now, thanking God they still have a job and all that other stuff. Those are all the people that are putting money over their own life because there's a possibility they can. I mean, to me right now, that sounds so selfish to me. That really sounds selfish to me. Knowing that you could possibly go get something and bring it home to your family, that sounds so selfish to me. But it's money. That's what debt makes you do. And I would have did it. And I'm not even knocking you guys. Listen to me. I'm not even knocking any of you guys that are doing it. I'm telling you, if this was still 2008 and I was still in that same debt mindset, I would have did it too because I was in debt. There's nothing in a million years would get me out there right now to risk my life or my family's life. I would never do that in a million years for money, for paper, for that green stuff. And check it out. Those of you guys that are doing it right now. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. If that's a big negative number, money doesn't even exist for you. Money's not even real for you. And you're risking your life and your family's life for something that don't even exist. I would have did it too. That old normal is never coming back. That's gone. There's a new one being formed right now. There's a new one being formed, a new economy. Now, I'm going to give you guys a few examples of what's going to keep you from prospering during this pandemic. All these ideas that I'm telling you right now, these are things preventing you from being prosperous, right? So you listen to the president say, hey, man, we're going to take off the 10% penalty if you pull out your 401k early. Okay, that sounds like a great idea, right? I mean, it is great. I mean, it's not what you think it is, especially if you're in debt. So let me give you a couple examples. Say like you borrow from your 401k. Okay, you borrow from your 401k. Now, according to the directions, it looks like you pay yourself back. It's lower than the bank's rates and all this other stuff. The key word is borrow. You're borrowing this money that's not even yours. But anyway, say like you borrowed $1,000, right? When you put in your 401k, that's before taxes. The only way you can pay back the 401k is after tax, your money that has already been taxed once. So if you borrowed $1,000 and you got paid $1,000 gross, by the time they take out taxes of that $1,000, it's going to be, say, like $800. Now you go to pay back your $1,000 to your 401k. It's $800. Then you got to work a few more hours to make up that $200 that you lost in taxes. That means you already paid in taxes once. So then you go over to the other side of retirement. When it's time to retire and you pull out that money, guess what? You're going to get taxed again on that same $1,000, double taxed. Nothing's free. And when you say borrow from your 401k, borrow means you're borrowing something that you don't have. That means it's not yours because you're borrowing it. I would have never saw that in a million years when I was in debt. I would have never saw it ever. I would have never saw it. Especially right now, no job, killer virus. I can't even get a job. Millions out of work. You think I would have saw that in millionaires? Now, when people go and pull out their 401k, guess what? Which I would have did. What about the taxes on that money? Yeah, they took away the 10% penalty, but they didn't take away the taxes. Oh, I'll pay that later. You sure will. You'll pay it for a long later, too. I would have never saw that in a million years. Sorry, Linnell. You can't see that when you're in debt. I promise you, you can't see it. What do I do here? 3. Okay. All right. So let me get to this last one. My last page here. Oh, no, it's not. Man, I've been writing like crazy. Check it out. Now, I want you guys to understand something. There is a new economy being formed right now. Right now. Brand new. Brand new. Many can't see it. If you're wrapped up in all this jobless, unemployment, fear of dying and all this other stuff, you will never be able to see the new economy that's forming. And the only way you're going to be starting there, you got the starting line is zero. You got to be at $0. $0. You got to be at zero. Now, many of you, if you're new to the channel, you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? Zero mean I'm broke. No. Many of you are not even at zero. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the number where you're going to start a new economy from. So if you're deep in the negative, guess where your starting line is in the new economy? Way back here. Way back here. I'm here. This is the starting line, 0. Savings minus debt equals the number where you start from. Right there. Never forget. Mathematics is one of only few exact sciences. Exact. The problem with most people, they don't even know they're not at zero. If you don't know how much debt you're in right now, you don't even know that you're not even at zero. Let me tell you what cannot come over to the new economy. This is how you're going to prosper. If you understand what I'm telling you right now in the pandemic, you'll prosper during this pandemic because you'll be ready for the new economy. Okay. This is what you can't bring over to the new economy. Don't call yourself a homeowner when knowing that you're not. If you had to borrow the money to buy a house, that means you didn't have the money to buy a house. Stop calling yourself a homeowner. Don't come over to the new economy saying such things like that out loud. Don't ever do that, ever. You're buying the home. I don't care how you say it, but just understand that it's crystal clear that it's not yours. Don't ever tell people that you got a car on sale while you're financing it for 72 months. Don't ever say things like that out loud. That is not allowed in the new economy. Don't ever say things that don't make mathematical sense ever out loud, ever. Don't ever say things like that. Earlier, I was saying about borrowing from your 401k. I want you to listen to how I say this. If you ever have to borrow from your future, which is your retirement, to pay for your present, that means you have no money in your present. I'm going to say that one more time. If you have to borrow, there goes that word again, borrow from your future to pay for your present, that means you have no money in your present because you're borrowing from your future. Don't ever walk around in the new economy talking about how much you borrowed from your 401k. Only people in debt do that. Only people in debt borrow from their future to pay for their present. Stop being afraid of the IRS, Internal Revenue Service. Stop being afraid of them. Why are you afraid of them? They only come after people who break the rules. Stop breaking the rules and they won't come after you. See how simple I'm making this? I promise you it's that simple. I promise you. You'll stop being afraid of the IRS if you stop breaking the rules. Stop breaking. They only go after people who break the rules. Stop breaking the rules. In this new economy, you will see the purpose of taxes. Taxes are there for a reason. That's why you can go to prison for hiding money, doing all the stuff that's breaking the rules. Stop breaking the rules. There is absolutely no need for that. Right here, if you don't want to be. If you want to be. Sometimes I'll be looking at my notes like, what the hell did I write? When you get out of debt, your credit report looks a certain way. Okay. And I'm going to show this to you. I hate when I didn't have it ready again. Ooh, I hate it when I do that. I hate it. Excuse me, you guys. I got to find something here. I knew I forgot to do something. 1 second here. Okay. All right. I'm going to show you one of my old, what was that, March? Oh, November of last year. It's an old one, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to show you guys something. When you get out of debt, this is how your credit report will look. Don't worry about the credit score. You pay attention to all the zeros. You see all those zeros? People in debt have no idea that credit reports like that even exist. This will be your ID in the new economy. This is how you're going to meet the correct people. Anybody you decide to do business with or any kind of money exchanges, this is your ID. This is your pass. This is your passport through the new economy. People in debt have no idea this even is even real, can even happen, because they believe debt is part of life. When you can clearly see all the zeros, it's not. That'll be your passport in a new economy. That'll be a passport to meet other people like yourself, because their credit report will look the same. 99% of people don't even know it exists. You know, so crazy is that I remember when I was in debt, and I remember hearing this saying all the time, right? I remember hearing this saying, the borrower is slave. Listen, the borrower is slave to the lender. I remember hearing that all the time when I was in debt, all the time, right in my face, in one ear and right out the other. Hey man, I wish somebody would have came up to me. Hey, Linnell, you do know the borrower is slave to the lender, right? Slave. I heard that so many times, I didn't even pay attention to it. They were calling me a slave to my face. A slave right to my face, and I still didn't hear it. I tell you, man. And for those of you that have not been in debt your whole entire life, right? And maybe you didn't realize it, but your credit report is how you tell that's how you tell the right people to meet. Because if somebody came up to me and said, hey, Linnell, before I do business with you, I need to see your credit report, I would know why they're asking that question. Maybe you knew this, maybe you didn't. Because I'm starting to meet a lot of people that have been debt-free longer than me, but they didn't really realize that their credit report with all zeros, they could ask another person before you get into business with them, hey, let me see your credit report. I want to see all three of them. You think I would have saw that in a million years? I wouldn't have saw that in a million years. I would have said, what are you talking about, all zeros on a credit report? Credit score's got to be 800. I would have been like, nah, not the credit score, the credit report, all zeros. Shout out to Mike Rambo for the Cash App donation. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support. Now I'm going to leave it off there, and I'm going to open this up to some questions. I'm going to read some comments. And if you're new to the channel, I want you to be comfortable in asking me if there's something I've said that you didn't quite understand. Just say it. You can come on anytime without the camera if you don't want to. All right, let me read some of these comments here. Hold on, I got to turn the AC on. Hold on for a second. All right, I'm back. Shout out to Norvell for the donation, Cash App donation, sir. Much appreciated. Especially in a time like this, I appreciate it. Let's see. What's up? Nice, sir. What's going on, Dave Sincere? Dave Sincere says, rich people do everything to eliminate and reduce paying taxes. Sure do. That's where the money's at. Taxes, people. When you're in debt, you can't see that. It's impossible for you to do it anyway, so it doesn't matter. One second. Dave Sincere says, you get hit 3 times and sometimes more with taxes. If you're in debt, when you're not in debt, you don't. Taxes can help you build wealth. That's how it works. If you want to know that in the new economy, you must get to zero first. Right now. Right now, you can. You're probably thinking, how can I get to zero? Chapter 7. Right now, chapter 7 can get you to zero. You're probably thinking, hey, I got student loans. If you got a house, refinance your house and pay off your student loans right now. Right now. If you ever want to start at zero in the new economy, right now. Dave Sincere says banks are tightening up. They're even restricting credit card approvals, especially for small business. Yes, they are. Small businesses are digging themselves even deeper in debt. You think they want to take that massive loss? Hell no, they need money to buy up all those businesses, because when they go out of business, you can't borrow your way out of debt, personally or business. You can't do it. It's never going back to the way. If just because your governor said, hey, businesses can open up, you think you're going to make the same amount of money before the shutdown? That's never coming back, ever. Social distancing. Okay, forget about the killer virus that's still floating around there. People don't even trust. You think a lot of people, believe me, a lot of people out there care about their lives. So they're going to say, I don't care what the governor says. I don't care. I'm not doing it. I want to live. Dave Sincere says, I'm on a few FB groups where we travel hack, get credit card sign up bonuses for travel reward points. How banks tightening up is the talk, but people with great credit and money aren't worried. Because credit is nothing more than the tool. Oh, you tighten up, cutting things off? Oh, whatever. You're not going to approve no more credit cards? All right, cool. Whatever. People think, hey, they're tightening up on the mortgage rules. No, they're not. They're just regular conventional. They're just putting the standard up to the standard conventional loan mortgage that's already in place that many people cannot get. So it looks like they're tightening things up. No, they're not. They're just saying, hey, we're only allowing conventional loan rules right now, requirements. That's it. Dave Sincere says, contributing money to your 401k does absolutely nothing to help right now. Nothing. Stop contributing to your 401k. It does nothing. What about the tax savings? Don't even worry about that right now. Don't even worry. They're scared people all up in the stock market and real estate. Let me tell you guys something. You better not invest in anything right now. Nothing. There's so many scared people in debt. And there's nothing they can do about it. They can. Well, they do. They actually do have something they can do. They can accept that math is an exact science and they're in debt. Once you accept that and know you can get to zero right now, accept it. And then you'll be free. You'll be ready. You'll be ready to start at the starting line as the new economy is forming. It's forming right now. You can get caught up all in that other stuff right now. Or you can be rich in the new economy. If you want to become a millionaire, you must first know how to count to 1 million. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the number where you start counting from. That's where you start counting to 1 million. I start at 0. You start out whatever number you just came up with. That's where you start. Math is exact. Math doesn't lie. Now you're probably thinking, if I'm deep in debt, how come I don't feel like I'm in debt? You know why? Because you don't believe math is an exact science. That's why. You look outside, you see a car, you look at your house, you see it's a nice house, you own nothing, and math will clearly show you this, but you don't believe it, right? You don't believe it, right? Because you don't believe math is exact science. That's why you don't feel like you're in debt. Massar, hello, welcome. Welcome to the S&D family. Gabriel says, LJ, what's your thought of the governor opening their state? This is what they're doing. You guys got to understand this. The governors are passing control back down to the local government so they can be blamed for all the mess up when the virus spreads. It's going to be their fault. I hope you guys are paying. Are you paying attention? It's not really difficult to follow. Is there a vaccine for coronavirus? No. People are protesting. Why are you protesting? There's a killer virus out there. What do you protest? You protesting against the virus? Who are you protesting against? Something that can kill you? So the governor passes the blame down to the local government, and when they succumb to the pressure of protesters, guess what? They're going to be blamed, and then guess what? Lockdown when the feds come in. Oh, the NFL draft. The NFL draft is still happening tonight. Why are you even talking about that? If you're a person out there talking about the NFL draft right now, you could forget about being rich in the new economy. You could totally forget about it. Why are you talking about that when there's a killer virus out there? They're not playing any games. That draft is to fool people like you. When is the next football game you think is going to happen? This year? Next year? With the coronavirus floating around there? The only people, and even if they, guess what? Even if they decided to play a game, a football game with no audience, you know the only people that'll be on that field? Those players that are in debt. Because those are the only ones that would ever risk a killer virus, bringing home a killer virus home to their families. So if that ever happens and you see players play, I want you guys to understand something. Those players are in debt. That's why they're out there. They're in debt. Because if you wasn't in debt, there's no way you would risk your family's life, ever. So you guys are going to, I hope your eyes are open. If you want to come over to the new economy, I want you to see that. Because there's not going to be any games played. No, they're not. Nobody's trusting that in years. So you mean to tell me professional players are going to play amongst themselves, amongst the virus, while everybody at home sits comfortably in their homes away from the virus? Does that make sense to you? It doesn't make sense to me. It only makes sense to people in debt. Thank you again, Norvell. Dave Sincere says, when you start a job, HR always explains to you the 401k and how the company matches, but you notice people never get the returns they preach when it's time to retire. It doesn't even matter. It's a front. Do you think the business really cares about your retirement? No, they don't. They get a tax break for creating the 401k in the first place. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to contribute to retirement. If that's in the negative, you have no money to contribute to into your retirement. You have no money. How come you don't believe that? Because you don't believe math is an exact science. That's why. What's up, Lauren? Taxes are made for people who are debt-free to take advantage and build wealth while making the masses think they're bad. I just realized this information. Thanks, LJ. You're exact. And the way you said it, Lauren, is exactly right. Get out of debt, create a business, and you will legally never, ever pay taxes again. Why not? Because your customers will. They'll be paying your taxes for you. Your house tax, it's like when you see people, when you hear about people financing houses, and then all of a sudden you say, "Hey, man, then they go, "Hey, you never really own a house if you because of taxes. You'll never really own it because of taxes." And then I say to them, then why are millions of people financing something that they'll never truly own? Does that make sense to you? Doesn't make sense to me. People with mortgages believe they're writing off the taxes. on a loan that they shouldn't even have in the first place, and they're happy about it. Only people in debt believe that. Create a business, and the people, your customers, pay your house taxes. They pay your business taxes. Not you. They do. Massar says they are opening up gyms, nail salons, hair salon, and barbershop here in Atlanta. A lot of people here are mad at governor. Why are they mad at the governor? If I lived in Atlanta, I wouldn't care if the governor opened up anything. I'm not going. So, you know what it is? If you look at the bigger picture, the governor passes it to the local governments. They're going to take the blame when the coronavirus spreads. They are, not the governor. This is an election year. If I was the governor, I would do that too. Hey, you guys can open up whatever you want to open up. And then when they mess up, I'm going to pull in the reins and say, that's enough. You messed up. And then lock down. I look good. This is obvious to me. Doesn't that seem obvious to you? There's no vaccine for coronavirus, but you're going to risk it? Good luck with that. Pay attention to the businesses that open up while the coronavirus is pay attention to the businesses that open up while the coronavirus is still floating around. They're in debt. They're in debt. You know why? They're about to expose themselves, not only themselves to the coronavirus. If they have a family, guess what? They're going to expose their family for what? Money? There's not enough money in the world. Not enough money in the world for that. No, sir. Small business loans, you're going to borrow your way out of debt? No, you're not. No, you're not. Gabriel says, but yeah, taxation is taking away my liberty. Gabriel, taxes do nothing. You got to break that mindset. Taxes are not doing anything to anybody. They'll do whatever you want. Taxes are a tool. They will do what you want them to do. Taxes don't do anything to anybody. Charles 2003 says, I noticed that as well with governors passing the shoe to the local mayors. Some mayors are still keeping things locked down and some are folding to protesters. You wait till the ones that fold to the protesters. All you got to do is, if you want to see what's going to happen, read about the Spanish flu. Go read about it. Go read about the people that folded because of protesters. Go see what happens. That's what's going to happen now. That's why total lockdown is going to come by the summertime because of it. They think they're going to open up and be business as usual. No, they're not. That's not even close is going to happen. Nothing. If you want to prosper now, you better believe what I'm saying to you right now. Everything I'm saying is just obvious. I'm not saying anything spectacular. That's exactly the reason why government is passing the blame down. People were complaining about staying home when the majority stay home during elections anyway. They're not passing any blame. They're not passing any blame. They're saying, hey, we did this for your safety. Oh, you don't want it? Okay, well, instead of me looking bad, I'm going to give it to the local governments. You guys do whatever you want to do. And then when the outbreak happens, guess what? They're going to pull them reins in. Lockdown. Ain't going to be no, I don't care if there's an NFL draft come right now. Who cares? Ain't no games happening. Ain't no games happening for years. That's just to keep the sports fans paying, buying jerseys, looking at stuff related to sports. Sports are, man, everything is changing. Sports as you know it is history. This is obvious to me. I can clearly see this. Nicer says, I can see pro sports going strictly pay-per-view. Only the players in debt are going to be on pay-per-view. Only the people in debt. LJ, have you lost friends since you becoming debt-free? I don't really consider it losing. I consider it evolving. I can't be around people in debt. They talk about debt things. I can't be like that. Once you get out of debt, you can't be around people in debt. People thinking they're coming up, getting financing cars and thinking they get them on sale. There's people right now, check this out. There are people right now trying to buy houses, trying to buy real estate. Are you insane? If you're trying to buy a house right now, I strongly suggest you stop. There are millions of people out of work, millions. That's millions of people that are not going to be paying their mortgages. If they're not going to be paying their mortgages, guess what? Housing market crash. The financial playing field is being cleared right now for the new economy. This is obvious. If you want to become a millionaire right now, I hope you're listening. You got to start at zero. And if you don't even know where you're at right now, you'll be chasing your old number for the next 10 to 15 years. And guess what else you'll be doing? You'll be passing it down through generations of your family. I hope you're paying attention. Dave Sincere says 401ks were encouraged when companies figured out they would have to pay a pension or pension management. Okay, gotcha. Wouldn't have to pay for pensions and pensions management. Right now, when I look at a 401k, the only thing I see is savings, tax savings. That's all I see. Immediate. I only think about the present. If I invest $19,500 in a 401k, I'll get $19,500 off my taxable income right now. Yeah, that's what I want to do. The present time is the only time that'll ever matter. The future doesn't even exist. You're creating your future right now. So if you're broke right now, you're going to be broke tomorrow. That's your future. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have right now. You don't do anything about it, guess what? You're going to be the same way tomorrow. Don't do anything about it, you're going to be same next week. Still don't do anything about it, next month, next year, next 10 years, next 20 years. You can't bring that into the new economy unless you want to be just in debt in the new economy. You can. The new economy is coming. How you want to be in it is totally up to you. You want to be broke? Yeah, you just be broke. Dave Sincere says company passed all the responsibility and cost to employees. Sure did. And guess what, Dave? You know, people right now, all these people that got sent home, they're going to make them all 1099. This is their chance to be like Amazon and Uber. You better believe they're jumping all over that. And now everybody's going to be responsible for their own healthcare, taxes, and all this other stuff. And guess what? Income, IRS penalties and fees, because people are in debt and they've left up the responsibility of paying their own taxes. Guess what? They're not going to pay them because they're going to blame the taxes for keeping them down. They're going to pretend like they didn't know they existed. Whatever. That's totally up to you. You're going to be fine. And then the IRS is going to own you. And guess what? You don't want that master. That's the one master. The debt, the borrower slave to the lender. You don't want to be slave to that master. You don't. You don't. I promise you. Dave says, I live in Atlanta. I'm not tripping about them opening a lot of businesses up. I'm still staying secluded. Sure will. Dave says, in America, income taxes were originally created by the North to fund Civil War by Lincoln. It was a 1% tax. People complained after the war. Government still wanted to collect money. It ended up growing. Dave says to nearly 90%, which is why many celebrities of that time tried to move out of the country. All you got to do is understand the rules. Understand the rules. You never have to pay taxes legally. LJ, I saw the documentary in Spanish Flu on 1918. The cities where the mayors folded suffered the worst. Yep. The states and the feds had to come in. They're going to come in again. I can see this clearly going to happen. Businesses are going to open. They're still not going to make any money. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to start blaming social distancing. And then they're going to start protesting about social distancing. And then they're going to fold. And then when they fold on that, the coronavirus is going to spread like wildfire. And then the governors are going to come back in and it's going to be a lockdown. Unlike anything seen this century. This is obvious to me. All you got to do is read history. Just read it. Look at all the mayors and stuff that folded back then. That's what happens, and that's what's going to happen. How you going to close down businesses because of a killer virus, and then no vaccine, and then you're going to open businesses back up? Nothing changed. Absolutely nothing changed. But they fold. That's a fold. Dave says it got so bad that universities and nonprofit organizations complained because no one was donating money, hence them coming up with the IRS code. Charles 2003 says, I see Dana White of the UFC is trying to keep a fight card on for May. No person wants to fight with COVID-19 rapid, even though things will open for business. Only people in debt would ever risk their life. So I hope Dana White's not in debt. I don't know. Or maybe he's just greedy. I have no idea. But Dana White is rich, so he knows the majority of people are in debt. So there are going to be some people that fight. Only those people that fight, that risk their life, are in debt. Herbert Walker says, now that I am retired, I don't hate women who have debt outside their mortgage. What's up? Fasting is life. Peace, bro. Interesting. This thing came out right after the new year, huh? Right. Exactly. Gabriel says, so LJ, martial law, what happened then? I don't know anything 100% sure. I'm just telling you what I see. People are already protesting to open businesses, still knowing that there's not a vaccine out there for coronavirus. They want their businesses open. All right, cool. Because they think they're going to start making money again like they did before the coronavirus outbreak, which is not going to happen because the virus, number one, because social distancing, number two, their money's not even going to be close. It's not even going to be close. Then guess what? Again, they're going to protest again about social distancing. I guarantee you it. That's what's going to happen. Dave Bourne says, I just had a debate with some people about people wanting to open up. I said, most of people who want to open up are doing so because they're in debt. You can hear it in their speech. You sure can hear it. You can hear it on TV. You can hear these group meetings. These Zoom meetings that they're putting on TV. I saw a Zoom meeting on the Oprah channel. All these people up on this panel. The majority of them are talking about in debt. They're in debt. You want to open up? You do know there's a killer virus out there, yeah, but you still want to open up. Why? You're in debt. Only people in debt risk their lives for money. That's period. Is this something like when I say this, it's not even this is just the obvious to me. Now, for example, if the coronavirus was floating around in the air like pollen, right? And then they told somebody, hey, you got to go to work. They would look at you like you were absolutely nuts. Yeah, you still going to check this out. Check this out. If they told somebody like this, if you could see the coronavirus floating in the air like pollen, and they say, not only do you have to work, you're going to take a 20% pay cut and you got to go to work. People would go, you're nuts. I'm not even stepping outside my house. But since people can't see it, you know why they can't see it? Know why they can't see the coronavirus? Because they're blinded by debt. That's why they can't see it. I can see it. I can see the coronavirus. I can see it. Because I'm not blinded by debt. Fast as life. Houston is forcing people to wear masks in public or face a $1,000 fine and up to 180 days in jail. If they made it mandatory here in South Carolina, I'm gonna wear a mask. I'm not giving away free money. Hey, I'm not gonna be part of the panic unless you force me to be part of the panic. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not going into crowds of people. I still go out in public and do my thing where I need a grocery shop. I'm not going to crowds of people. I don't care if you open up the beaches. I'm not going there. You think I'm doing that? No. I don't care what the governor says. I don't care what the mayor says. I'm doing that's going to keep me alive. I don't care. You don't have to tell me not to join major groups at the beach or do a big barbecue or party. You don't have to tell me that. I'm not going. There's a killer virus out there. Yeah. Is there a vaccine for it? No. Then I'm not doing that. Dave Moore says most of the protesters are in debt. Yes. Do you see them on the news? They're in large groups, not giving a F, honking their horns. Hey, this is America. The president, this and that. What's that got to do with the killer virus? What? Who are you? The virus is there. Does the virus care about you protesting? The virus thanks you. It can spread. Thank you. The virus is like, hey, you're making my job easy. You're making my job much easier. And you know what's so crazy? I feel bad for the nurses and the doctors that have to put their own lives at risk for the ignorance. How long do you think that's going to go on? Lockdown is coming. How long do you think the United States of America is going to tolerate ignorance of people putting the people that save nurses and doctors to save lives? How many do you think there are? What if they get all sick and die? Then what? They're going to put a stop to that. Lockdown. There's not an unlimited amount of nurses and doctors. Or are they unlimited or something? Oh, we're going to do it anyway. Really? So now they got to take care of you? They're going to stop that. It's going to be a lockdown. Keep doing it. It's coming. Believe that. This is obvious to me. Dave Bourne said, I said, listen to what they're saying, but they couldn't hear me, right? I just thought of you, LJ. They can't hear me with all the noise. They can't hear you. It's too much noise, Dave. Hey, Dave, this is what you sound like to them when you speak. Right? They don't even hear you. What's that got to do with money? They're gonna be like, Dave, what's that got to do with my bills? NC Big says, up, LJ. When New York opens, that's when all those people will rush out there, and that is when it will spread like wildfire. Yes, they're going to do it. Only the people that their money is worth more than their life. Only those people. Not people that don't value money more than their own life. Those people will be at home. How do you make sure this never happens to you? Get out of debt. Herbert Walker says people in South Carolina aren't wearing masks. Yeah, we're not wearing masks here. And I'm not going to wear a mask until the governor or somebody forces it. If they force me, yeah, I'm not giving away money for free. I'm not doing that. I'm not getting you think I'm going to get a criminal record because it's a criminal offense, right? You think I'm going to get a criminal record for not wearing a mask? Hell no. And a fine? Mm-mm. I made it 50 years with no criminal record. You think I'm going to get a criminal record for a mask? That's not happening. I'm going to wear a mask. Fasting is life says, yeah, I don't go where everyone goes. Also, a lot of people didn't realize that stores in rich neighborhoods had everything. You didn't see rich people rushing to get paper. That's a good point. Fasting is life. You're right. I think I'm gonna start going to the rich areas and shop. I might as well get used to shopping there because I'm gonna be there. That's where I'm gonna live. And for you guys to understand something, with this economy crash, you're gonna see how many people that were living in the rich areas really belong there or not, because they're not going to be living there much longer. I promise you. Those people pretending that live in the rich areas right now, and they know financially they're not supposed to be there, they're not going to be there. Dave Bourne says, New York will be on lock most of the summer. Places like museum, beaches, music venues with large spaces are going to remain shut. They're going to remain shut for years. Dave Bourne says a lot of hospital personnel here in New York are in either exhausted or becoming sick. They cannot risk a second wave if they open fully up this summer. I hope you guys are listening. You're hearing what Dave's saying right there? Dave Bourne saying that's why there's going to be a lockdown. That lockdown is coming. They said New York was one of the hardest hit of the virus. You're going to open it back. You're going to open that back up? That sounds like pure insanity to me. You know why? Because of martial law and lockdown. It's coming. Our doctors and nurses are getting sick, and they're going to get sicker due to people's debt problems and ignorance. You think the feds are going to allow the people that are only we have a certain amount of people here on earth in the United States to save people's lives. You think they're going to let them die? If I was the president, I wouldn't allow that. I would not allow that. That would not happen. I would get the numbers. I would say, how many nurses and doctors are getting sick? How many? How many do we have? Yeah, martial law, lockdown. I'm not having that. That hits a little too close to home. Sorry. What's up, Ken? What's up, the Scout? LJ, you won't see me in those crowds like others. Forget that. Yeah. Hashtag keep personal quarantine alive. Sure better. You ain't going to see me in those crowds. No, sir. Now, you got to remember, I'm not in debt. So this is not affecting me. This is not affecting me like it's affecting most. That's not. My life is always, I was surprised when my life was called quarantine. I was like, what? There's a name for my life? For my life the way it is today? It's called quarantine, Linnell. What the? Gabriel says, I love this channel. Thank you, Gabriel. Ill Will says, what's up, LJ? Salute, LJ. What's good, bro? What's up, Ill Wills? Hey, Scout. This is my man, Ill Wills. This is what I was telling you about earlier. You guys, you too? You guys writing skills? I'm telling you, man. When I start writing my speeches, I'm going to send them to you guys so you guys can reword them so I can get this out right. Jaws 2003 says, this whole pandemic has shown that people in this country are living paycheck to paycheck, entitled and have no mental durability in a crisis. Some it will, but their eyes got to be open. 2003, their eyes have to be open. Because some people, it doesn't matter if you can give a broke person $1 million, they would still be broke. They'll be broke in a year. Fasting is life says, if you can smell perfume through a mask, then anything smaller than a germ can pass through it too. A virus, yes. Ill Will says, who will even go out to eat, LJ, and touch a menu? Exactly, Ill Wills. Exactly. People that are opening a business, you think that people, you know how many years it's going to take for people to even trust? Listen, it's going to take years for people to even trust again, let alone there's not even a vaccine out right now. There's not even a vaccine. We can't even get to starting to trust until there's a vaccine out. Lockdown's coming. Lockdown's coming. You guys ready? Some of you still don't believe me. Some of you guys out there trying to buy a house right now, financing cars, whatever. You don't even. All you got to do is just stop, look around. Gabriel says, "What happens if 80% of the doctors die?" What if they get sick, Gabriel? They're already the front lines, right? They're trying to help the people that maybe got sick without any fault of their own. Now they got to help people that are doing it on purpose. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? A lockdown's coming. It's coming. A lockdown's coming. Sharif says the protesters are claiming the virus is exaggerated. Whatever. Doesn't matter what they believe. So what? You think it's exaggerated? Yeah, go ahead then. I'm sure they thought the same thing. I'm sure the same people thought the same thing back when the Spanish flu came out. Same thing. Oh, this is exaggerated. We're going to throw this parade in Pennsylvania anyway, or wherever it was at. And guess what? Thousands died the following week. Go read it. Scout says, exactly. I've been living that quarantine life. Me too, kid. I've been living this quarantine life. This ain't nothing for me. This is nothing new. Whatever. Just a little bit of inconvenience. That's about it. Nothing more than that. I'm happy that I live in the sunshine state of sunny South Carolina. Sunny South Carolina, and I love it. That's what Scout, Ill Wills, what up? You guys writing skills, man? Hey, you not okay? You guys know how you guys see something in me? I see this in you guys, man. You guys writing skills, man, is off the chain. I ain't gonna lie. Charles 2003 says facts. People still be doing takeout, only going to work and continue to order things online. Hey, and check this out. Are those guys in the kitchen? Are they doing social distancing? No, they're not. Now listen, yeah, takeout's fine, right? But that kitchen's only so big that's preparing your takeout. Are those cooks? Are they practicing social distancing? No, they're not. Right now, cooks, if you got cooking skills, get online. Right now is the time to don't worry about the money. Don't worry if you're not getting paid. Get online and teach people how to cook. That's what you want to do right now. That's what you want to do. You don't need to, don't worry about no money. Don't worry about getting in the kitchen and going to work. Get online and show your skills and teach people how to cook for themselves. Dave Bourne says people here are not even walking next to people in open space. I know. I be seeing people. People go around me. Hey, whatever. Cool. I respect that. You know, whatever. And see, Big says, LJ, I went to Walmart today, and now everyone is buying bikes. That's cool. I was thinking about buying me a bike, but I'm gonna wait till about December when people run out of money. You got to wait till I'm gonna wait till all the stimulus money runs out when bikes are gonna be cheap. Ride shares, it is exaggerated. It sure is. I believe it. It's exaggerated. Doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter, ride share? As long as the majority believe it's to be true. It doesn't matter what the few believe. It matters the majority. That's the rules. If the majority believe it, that's all that matters. That's how it works. You want to be wealthy? You want to be rich? As long as the majority of people believe in whatever they believe in, debt, viruses, whatever, that's all that matters. Rideshare says, I've been banking. Life insurance sales are through the roof. I bet you they are. I didn't even think about it. I'm sure they're through the roof right now. People getting life insurance with money they don't even have. Cha-ching. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have for life insurance. If it's in the negative, you're paying with money that doesn't even exist. Cha-ching. How you can prosper. That's a perfect example of how you can prosper during a pandemic. Buy some insurance with money that you don't even have. The person selling insurance, basing that stuff on fear, it's business. It's nothing personal. I'm not saying anything bad about anybody doing it. It's business. How to prosper during a pandemic. Herbert Walker says, 6 months ago, I was an essential employee working in a building with 5,000 people. 5,000. And who determines if your life is essential or not? Money? Charles 2003 says, my mom knows 5 people who died, and one of them was a piano player at her church. The pastor isn't letting anyone back in until maybe June, and the church has been sanitized. Ain't nobody going back in that church till somebody died. Ain't nobody going back in that church this year. No, is there a vaccine out there? No, then nobody's going back. Gabriel says, S&D family are next intellectuals of the world. Dave Bourne says, a friend of mine just got tested and got a $3,000 COVID bill. If you're in debt, I hope you're being abused. If you're in debt and you don't know you're in debt, you're being abused, financially abused. Dave Sincere says, I saw online they opened a nail salon in the hood and there was a line of women waiting to get in. Lockdown is coming. A line, lockdown's coming. You think in that line they were doing social distancing? No, they wasn't. The Scout says, LJ, seen on world news the other night where Tyson and other meat producing companies, animals were being infected with the coronavirus, and employees in those environments are supposedly dying by the money. Right, Share Done Right says they're getting life insurance to borrow against them in the future. Oh God, it's one of those. Oh. One of those insurance policies where they can borrow against them. The key word is borrow. You borrow from your 401k because it's not your money. You borrow equity from the house because it's not your money. That's why it's borrow. So you borrow against insurance policy. You know why? Because it's not your money. That's why the key word is borrow. They are financially abusing you, people. But listen, with me saying financially abusing people, that's my feeling. Okay. Feelings in business have nothing to do with. So how I feel about what's going on is 100% irrelevant. The system, I'm not against it. It's just the system. The system's feelingless. It's a tool. However you use this tool is totally up to you. Like, check this out. I want to show you guys something. This is funny as I don't know what. Check this out. Somebody just sent this to me today. Oh, my girlfriend did. I think. Yeah, my girlfriend was telling me about this. I'm going to show you guys something. This is funny as I don't know what, man. Oh, come on. It is slow. 1 second here. This is funny as I don't know what, man. It's about Ruth Chris. Okay. Here we go. All right. I'm going to show you this. All right. Check this out. See the title? Ruth Chris will repay $20 million in small business loan following an online petition signed by 200,000 people, right? Now, okay, so people are mad because Ruth Chris followed the rules and got the money, right? And people think, oh, you guys are rich. You ain't supposed to get this money, right? So this is what they say. They say Ruth Chris is going to repay the $20 million. Of course they are. It's a loan. You see how the rich reword things and make it and say, hey, we decided we're going to repay this because of the $200,000 people petition. So we're going to repay it. Of course you are. They already knew that when they got the money. They're not saying anything different. Of course you're going to repay the loan. It's a loan. But see the way they make it look like? See the way they make it seem? Why do you think they're rich? They didn't, people they're upset about it. They're upset about Ruth Chris getting this money, right? But did they break any laws? Did they break any rules to do this? No. They followed the rules. It's not a loophole. They followed the law. Gabriel says they're still kicking them slaves, kicking them while they're on the ground, stepping on them, body slamming them. And they're not even buying you dinner first. No glass of wine, nothing. They're kicking slaves while they're in the ground, while they're sick. And now the people in debt, they're protesting. As soon as the doctors and nurses start getting sick, there's going to be a lockdown. NC Big says, yeah, they tried to sell one of those to me and me passed. Sell you one of what? Listen. Oh, one of those insurance policies. Yep. Nope. Gabriel says, even since watching I view the world differently now, like sports, TV shows, drama. I can't even, like now that I've become debt free, when I watch TV shows, my experience is messed up. You know why? Because I only see people on TV living their dreams while I'm watching them through my TV that I had to pay for. I went and paid for a TV so I could watch people live their dreams. So any show I watch, Any show I watch and I know it's acting, I just be like, man, look at those people living their dreams, man. And I'm sitting here watching them do it. I can't. That's why I can't watch TV. It's very difficult for me to watch TV. Dave Bourne says until they can get testing subsidized by the feds, it's going to be a long time before they get people back into the workplace, into work, because it will be too expensive, or have healthcare providers will have to step. Right, shut down. Right, it's interest free. You can use your life policy to consolidate debt. Whatever you want to do with it. Whatever, hey, people in debt, whatever you believe the answer is, if you believe you can borrow your way out of debt, go right ahead. Hey, you think it's going to help you? Hey, go ahead, man. Do your thing. Here's a shovel. Here's your shovel. Go ahead, keep digging yourself in debt. And rideshare, I get it. Hey, it's business. I get it. It's business. I'm not even knocking what you're doing, man. It's business. How do people prosper in a pandemic? Like that. Sell insurance policies that you can borrow against. Go ahead. But if you're a person in debt and you think that's going to be the answer, it's not. It's not. But if you believe it, hey, go ahead, man. Do your thing. NC Big says, LJ, you got to watch a documentary of Lou Pearlman. No, I haven't. I got to write that down. Now, if you're new to the channel here and you have a question, if you want to answer how to get out of this situation and never get in it again, you can ask it here. Not only me, you can ask it amongst any S&D family members. Under each video is a link to our Discord server where a bunch of us get on there, other S&D family members. You can ask questions and help you answer any question you wish. Not just me. They can too. It's not just me. I'm just the one that talks on the camera. Okay. Jaws 2003 says the World Health Organization was saying 18 to 24 months for a possible vaccine. That was an optimistic assumption as well. I've been telling everybody it's going to be 18 months minimum. Oh, excuse me. I've been saying that for the longest. Herbert Walker says, can't build wealth while in debt. You can't build wealth in debt. You can't do it. Now, don't forget to hit that that super chat. Shout out to those guys that donated to my Cash App. Much appreciated, sirs. Any other questions? Here's the invite link, just in case you guys want to jump up here maybe you want to ask me a question on your situation you're in. Maybe you're terrified. Maybe you're in a predicament that you don't see there's a way out. There's always a way out. There's always a way out. I promise you. Math is one of the very few exact sciences out there. That means it's never wrong. All you got to do is trust math. You trust math, you'll be free. You trust math, you'll be rich. All you got to do is trust math. That's it. Trust math. NC Big says, LJ, it's called the Boy Band Con. Oh, okay. The Boy Band Con. Oh, I hear some thunder outside. Gabriel says, but people in debt will be like, I can save all that money. I need to spend it. I want you guys to understand something too. When I talk about the system, the way things are, it must be this way. The majority must think that this over-exaggerated pandemic is real. They must believe that. People in debt, the majority must believe debt is part of life. That must be that way. In order for all of this to work, it must be this way. In order for me and people like me to remain wealthy, it must be that way. Wealthy is owning the time in your life. If you own the time in your life, you have much time. You have all the time to earn as much money as you wish. Rideshare Done Right says, my younger brother got chapter 7. He's breathing easy. Says he used the cheat code. Being married allowed him to keep the car and the house. When you say keep the car in the house, did the house have a mortgage? Does the house have, is the car making payments? Herbert Walker says, shout out to Herbert Walker for the $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. Watching the NFL draft and listening to LJ. Great evening. Hey, you know what? Hey, Herbert, what channel is that on? Because I'm curious. I'm curious to see what that even looks like. Are they doing it remotely? They can't have a crowd of people. I just think it's hilarious that they're even having it. I wonder what them young man's contracts. I bet you I guarantee you this, guys. We probably never seen it. We'll probably never see it. But I guarantee you the contracts they have right now are unlike any contracts before it. Guaranteed. Guarantee those NFL contracts are unlike any contracts before today. Because they have no idea when they're going to ever fill a stadium again. They don't have no idea when a game is going to be played in front of a crowd, let alone a game period in front of a crowd. First, they got to find enough players in debt to get on the field, the basketball court, the baseball field. First, they have to find enough professional players to get on the field that don't care about the virus. That's step number one. And then when they make most of their money in the people in the crowds and the jerseys and all this other stuff, I just want to go, why are you guys having an NFL draft? Why? To satisfy the sports people. I got it. But I guarantee you those kids that are getting drafted, I wish I could see their contracts. I wish I could see them. I bet you they're different. Okay, ESPN. Doing it remotely. Okay. Gabriel says, bro, my uncle said to watch the NFL draft now. Why? It's just entertainment, whatever. Herbert Walker says, from the NFL commissioner basement. Okay. Whoops. NC Big says, LJ, when you woke up and realized so many people are lost, did you feel like an alien after being debt free? For a little while, I did. As you guys can see, I've always been an outgoing person. I'm not afraid of the camera and all that stuff. I just knew I was on to something. When I could go up to a person and say, hey, you're not a homeowner when you have a mortgage, and then they would fight me and say, that's not true. And I would like, could you have bought the house without the bank's help? No, but I'm still the owner. My name is this and that. I said, I'm on to something. When you will finance a car for 84 months, you know why? Like when you see commercials, they go, hey, come over here, buy this car, 0%, 84 months financing. Do you know why they say 84 months? Because 84 months doesn't sound like 7 years. 7 years to finance one thing? You're promising money that you haven't even made yet. Listen. When you sign on the dotted line to finance a car for 84 months, you're signing away your future earnings that you haven't even earned yet. You don't even know if they're going to even exist. Especially if you're signing up to buy a car right now, you're financing a car right now, and jobs are shaky. Economic crash is coming. I have no idea why they're doing the NFL draft. Why are you doing that? Why? Why are you doing that to those kids? Why? Jaws 2003 says, on my Facebook timeline, I was seeing everyone being happy with Tom Brady and another guy go from the Patriots to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, look how many people are doing TikTok challenges. I don't know. I don't know why they do that. I have no idea. But you got to remember, you can't. Listen, if you're new to the channel, you're new to the SMD family, save yourself some trouble. Try not to worry about what people in debt do. Okay, there's a lot of business going up on in there, but NFL gotta be losing so much money right now with between salaries, no games, no money from stadium tickets and all this other stuff that goes on with it. No jersey sales. Not only NFL, Nike, shoes, everybody. Gabriel says, because he's bored, I guess. Yeah, he's probably bored. A lot of people are bored. I get it. Herbert Walker says, another benefit of being debt-free is to make you attractive to financially stable single women. True? Because honestly, I always go into this, you guys. I don't care how fine a woman is. I don't care. If she's in debt, that means nothing. That means absolutely nothing to me. I wish I would have known this in my 30s and my 20s. I wish I would have known this. Gabriel says, LJ, you felt like an alien. I felt like I was Einstein and I thought I was the only person in the world that thought this way. So that, like, when you think like that, Gabriel, that's ego. Because you got to think about it. The way the system works, you see how it's all working? For you to think that you're the only one that thinks that way is ego. Because somebody smarter than you put the system together. This just wasn't here. Somebody thought to say, hey, man, let me come up with this tax system. Okay, I'll do this. I'll create this form of government. This way, everybody has to come this way, and then they have to do this. If they don't do that, okay, I'm going to make some money. How do I make sure nobody copies it? Okay, I'll say they go to prison because of this. Okay, you do counterfeit money, you go to prison. All right, cool. Right there. Somebody invented that. So to think you're the only one thinking that way, I'm not saying you did it on purpose. I'm just saying how you should always catch yourself. If you start to think you're the only one to think that way, that's only ego. Don't ever think like that. Dave says, I read an article about a woman who owns 2 spas in Washington State. She qualified for the stimulus loan to keep employees. Her employees got angry with her because they make more money being unemployed. I was just talking about that. They're making more money being unemployed. Can you imagine if they passed that $2,000 stimulus, whatever, CARE Act or whatever that thing is coming? You think people are going back to work? They're not. They're getting extra unemployment. They're getting a stimulus check. They're getting extra food stamps. And then if they come around and give this extra $2,000 a month, oh, hell no, people ain't going back to work. Dave Bourne says, financing a car now, especially for 84 months, is insane, especially if they're still trying to get you to pay $450 a month. And check this out. Not only are they doing that, Dave, they're suspending the first 4 to 6 months payments. Slaves, they are kicking you while you're down on the ground. They're just, you stupid slave. Put your chains back on. You got to stop letting them do that. They're just kicking you while you're down. NC Big says, call me up. My call me up was like, the Bucks will be unstoppable. Okay, football thing. Unstoppable. I was like, why are you thinking about that? That when I went to Twitch and someone had 11,000 people watching a guy play football EA Sports game. Exactly. 11,000. I'm telling you guys right now, it ain't even got nothing to do with your age. I'm telling you right now, master the sports games. Do you see how many sports people are out there? The next big thing is online sports. Become a master at it, and the NFL, the NBA, the NBL will be paying you. They don't have to pay those big salaries anymore. They can just go online. People will be happy to accept $100,000. $100,000 to play a game for a season? Dave Sincere says her businesses are in Woodinville and Bothell. Okay, yeah, I know where that's at. That's on the north end. Yeah, that's on the north end of in Seattle area where everyone said. Darkman says, bought a new pair of Nikes that originally retailed for $200 for $75. It's going to be getting better and better. Price is going to be better and better. Lauren says, why must it be that way? Fear and desire drives broke people to spend and keep up the cycle while the rich sell useless crap that costs $1 to make and sell it for $19.99 plus 10. It must be that way because that's how the system is designed. The system is designed like the credit system. The credit system is designed to keep people confused and in debt. By staying in debt, they're rewarded with a credit score. And it makes people in debt feel good. Wow, I went in debt for this many years at this percentage rate, whatever. They're happy to, like people in debt, they fight over their credit score determines the interest rate. They can borrow even more money to get in debt. So here's a shovel, but you're going to use this shovel at a better interest rate to go in debt. It doesn't make any sense. Dave Bourne says $2,000 a month plus $500 for every child under 16. Yeah. You think they're going back to work? No, they're not. Dave Bourne says, what do you think about the rent and mortgage cancellation for a year stimulus being proposed? If that passes, you guys are going to see a housing market crash unlike anyone before. If that passes, you know how many broke people are hoping that passes? I feel sorry for people that own a house and they're renting it out. I feel for them. But I tell you what, if you wasn't, now they're going to come back and they're going to give the people money to do something. Something's going to happen. They're just not going to say, "Hey, we're going to cancel it for a year," and you homeowners that are renting it, you're just asked out. No, they're not going to say that. Something else is going to come. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to do something because that would, I don't know, man. If they don't do something, if they don't give the owner something, I'm telling you guys this, it is crystal clear that they are clearing the financial playing board. If that passes, people in debt are going to be so happy that they can live for free somewhere. They think it's free. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter what they think. They think it's free. I ain't paying for a year. They're going to think they have more money. So imagine this. The $2,000 passes. They get the stimulus checks. They get extra money for children. They don't have to pay their rent. They don't have to pay their power bill. You think they're saving that money? They're spending it. Now, if that passes and they're not going to do anything for the people that own these properties, they're clearing the board. They're clearing the financial playing field. If you want to prosper right now and you want to be rich, get to zero because the new economy is being formed right now as we speak. You want to be rich in this new economy? Get out of debt and get to zero, because when it starts back up, because it's going to start back up, but it's not going to start back up like the way it before. That's not going to happen. The old economy is never coming back. I want you guys to accept that. It's never coming back, ever. Gyms are done. Movie theaters done. NFL, NBA, MLB, all those. You think, when's the next time you think a stadium is going to get filled up? Years. A vaccine's not even out yet. When's the next, that big brand new stadium in Dallas? Too bad. See that new stadium that was being built in Las Vegas? Too bad. Too bad. Dave Sincere says that would be disastrous. Totally disastrous, Dave. If that passes, let me tell you guys something. If that cancellation for rent and mortgage for a year passes, ooh. I hope you guys don't understand that the banks are not going to lose, because check it out. FHA mortgages are insured by the government. Who's the government? Us. That's why you can get an FHA mortgage with bad credit and no money down, because they're covered. The bank is covered. So when those FHA mortgages, the majority of those subprime mortgages fail, the banks get paid. Nobody bails them out and all this other stuff you hear in the news. It's already covered. It's already covered. They knew you couldn't afford a home right from the day you signed those papers. How do you know that? Because only people in debt would ever accept the terms of a subprime mortgage, a FHA mortgage. Only people in debt would ever accept such terms. I would look at FHA mortgage terms and I would say, "Are you insane? I would never sign that. Are you crazy? For a house?" Nope. Jaws 2003 says some people think the 2,000 per month stimulus will pass because we are going back to work. The stimulus may pay for the July when folks get sick again. You think the virus picks back up in July, LJ? I think the more the governors have passed the buck to the local governments. The local governments are going to fold. All you got to do is read the Spanish flu. They're doing the exact same thing. They're going to fold. And when they fold, it's going to spread. Then the governors and the feds are going to come back in and they're going to lock it down. That's what's going to happen. Shout out to Limit for Life for the $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Good evening, LJ and SMD family. Thank you very much and welcome. I'm glad you can join. In Jaws 2003, to answer your question, I think yes, because there is no vaccine. So yes, that seems obvious to me. I don't know why people don't see it. People in debt are blinded by debt. They don't see that the virus is still out there. Why did they shut down the business in the first place? Because of the virus. Now they're going to open it back up. Is the virus gone? No. Then why are you opening back up? Because that's what people want. They're in debt. You think when they locked this down the second time, you think it was bad now? The control was bad now? Wait till they do a second lockdown. This one is going to be stricter than the first. Believe that. Dave says, I think the economy will collapse so quick if that happens. It will collapse real quick. But you know what, Dave? The way it's going, I think it's coming because they're clearing the board. You guys are going to see all the financial fakers. Ooh, they're going to be cleared. You think that financial fakers, they can't last 18 months. They can't. They can't. Have you guys been noticing on social media all the get rich schemes coming out right now? All the stars talking about, hey, come get your credit fixed by this guy. Have you guys noticed that? They're trying everything. They're trying everything. What if I told you I can judge a person's finances by the type of car insurance they have? Would you believe me? Would you believe me? Like people, for example, when people get Geico, right? You could ask the majority of people that get Geico insurance. I'd be like, hey man, why'd you choose Geico? Oh, I don't know. I saw that green talking gecko on TV. You got the insurance because that's not real. You bought your insurance because of a talking gecko? That's a gimmick. Dave Sincere says, first lesson in economics classes years ago was that there's no such thing as a free lunch. No such thing. Dave Sincere says, people are happy about getting free money, but nothing is given as free. Nothing's free. Nothing. Limit for Life says, they are saying here in New Jersey, oh, that's some loud thunder out there, that by the wintertime, it will be another outbreak. You better believe it. People are folding. The local governments are folding. This is an election year. You better believe if I was the governor, you better believe I would pass it down back to the local governments. You better believe it. Because when it spreads, I'm going to be the governor that saved everybody, but locking it down even harder. Dave Sincere says, you can even tell people finances credit by their credit card offers that they get that they get in the mail. You're right. You're right, Dave. You can tell by credit offers, but it like people in debt, I wouldn't have known. I would not have known that I could be told by, first of all, by financing a car, somebody could tell my finances if I believe I got a great deal on a finance car. If I could be if somebody could tell by the type of insurance I have, like for example, the Gecko, that Liberty Mutual insurance that with the talking emu and the guy is driving in the car. It's like, why are you guys talking about all that stuff? What are you trying to sell me? What are you trying to sell me? An emu? It doesn't even make sense. Why do you think they do that? Because they put it in your mind. Hey, you think of insurance, you think of the talking gecko, you think of the funny guy with the emu and with the old 70s car. I get it. I get why they do that. Do Liberty Mutual, some guy riding a bicycle with big calves and some guy that's in he's a magic guy inside of a box and he's driving a tricycle. It's just the stupidest nonsense. Those are gimmicks. Why do you think they spend all that money on that? Because people in debt believe it. Jaws 2003 says the courts will have more money as well. There will be many people fighting over kids. I see plenty of parents fighting over custody. Oh, yeah. You better believe divorce is going to go through the roof. Divorce is about to go through the roof. I hope you guys are paying attention. Right now, it's not even about making money. If you're deciding right now, if you're deciding to get out there and get on the internet and start creating something, create it. Right now is about helping people help themselves do something like this. Who do you think they're going to remember when this pandemic is over? The people that help them help themselves. That's what they're going to remember. They're not going to remember people selling them bull crap. You think they're going to remember people selling them some shoes? What about insurance? No, help them help themselves by never again allowing this to happen again. That's what I sell. I help you so the next time another economic crash happens, because it will, you will teach yourself and you'll teach your children and you'll teach everybody around you that's willing to listen, that teach them how to do this, and that will never happen again. The economy will never matter to you again, ever. It won't matter. You'll see it. You'll know what to do. Hey, you just do the opposite of the majority. It's not really that hard to be rich. So if you're young, listen, if you're youngsters out there and you're in your 20s, I'm going to teach you right now. I'm going to tell you how to be rich in the new economy. Okay. Always do the opposite of the majority. Millions, trillions in student loan debt. Don't have student loan debt. Trillions in a car loan debt. Don't have car loan debt. Trillions in mortgage loan debt. Don't have a mortgage. See how that is? Just do the opposite of the majority. That's it. The majority care about credit. You don't. You have cash. Who cares about credit? Doesn't matter. It's a tool. Charles 2003 says, I don't forget about domestic violence as well. There's been a rise of domestic violence since the stay home. I bet you it is. The Scout says, LJ, I was talking some of my boys and they told them once the government gets back in place, that free money will be accounted for dearly. Prices inflated, folks on the streets, insanity. Stay focused. All that free money. They're doing that. Stimulus checks are to stimulate the economy. So people that don't know, guess what they're going to do with that money? They're going to buy stuff, which in turn what? Stimulates the economy. That's the purpose of it. All you got to do is get on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You'll see what people are doing with their stimulus money. The majority of people see what they're doing, buying stuff, TVs, flashing and all. Oh, look at these 100. Why are you flashing that money? Most of those people that are flashing that money, they're flashing it because they've never seen that much money at once in their life. They rarely seen that. Rarely seen that. That's why they're flashing it. They don't even know it doesn't even exist. They're fanning out money that's not even in their hand. They don't even know it exists. They don't even know it doesn't exist. It's not even there. It's just paper. That piece of paper, it's not that whatever's printed on that piece of paper, if it's 100, if it's a 20, that paper really didn't cost $50 to print that piece of paper. You see what I'm saying? It's not real. Dave Bourne says that's why it's called stimulus. Exactly. Dave Sincere says, man. Oh, that was Dave Bourne. Excuse me. Dave Bourne. Dave Sincere says, man, the first round of stimulus check money is gone. Oh, that's been gone. Do you know, Dave, people were borrowing against, they were doing a cash advance loan against the stimulus checks? Gabriel says, the universe brought the S&D here to do something great. Yes, you're exactly right, Gabriel. And you know, Gabriel, you gotta, I really want you to understand something. At 19, the knowledge that you have right now at 19, man, you have no idea. Right now, you're still going through the phase. Hey, why they're doing this? Why they can't see that? You're going to get over all that stuff and just realize you're not going to be able to save everybody. It's not your position to save everybody. You only say it to the people that are ready to listen. Other than that, you just be quiet. You know how many loved ones I have in my life that I wish to God they would listen to me, but I got to they're part of the matrix. You can't help them. If you look on Facebook, you would swear half the people you see on social media, they don't even look like they're suffering. There's millions of people out of work, but you look on social media, everybody looking like they're doing all right. No, that's not true. It doesn't even matter who they are. They could be a mega superstar. It doesn't matter. There is no reason. If you got money right now, there is no reason to let the whole world know you got money. That's the wrong thing to do. There are millions of people out of work and you're flaunting around like you got money. You do the exact opposite. You don't do that. There's absolutely no reason to do it. Gabriel says, I'm still on crack though, LJ. I'm still on. Hey man, I'm on meth. And when I was getting out of debt, somebody saw that I was on meth, thought I was on crack, thought I was drinking. Why'd he moving with his sister? I don't listen to people in debt. Dave Sincere says, there's a video of a girl flashing her statement. I think I know what you're talking about. In a car while her phone was filming, somebody walked by her car while she was filming and reached out and snatched the money out of her hand and ran. You know, I thought about that, Dave. And I was talking that because my girlfriend sent me that video, right? And I thought to myself, why would somebody film themselves doing that? Their money getting snatched and uploaded. And she said, well, they could have did it on live. And I was thinking, yeah, they could have did it on live. You're right. But even if it was on live, if it was my live, I would have went and deleted that live. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The Scout says, LJ just got my stimulus check today. You personally know where that is going for me. I sure do. I know exactly where it's going. They're contributing, Ken, they're contributing to your cause, to your goal. No, not your cause, your goal. They're contributing to your goal. I know exactly where it's going. Yeah, see that? See what he's saying? Hey, Gabriel, see what he's saying? You are light years ahead of the game, man. If I was... It's neither here or there. It's like this. This is my purpose here. The universe placed me here now. Okay, this is my time. I'm still young enough to enjoy my life and to become a multimillionaire. But I'm telling you something, Gabriel. Had I known this information at 19, nobody could tell me nothing. You think Dave Ramsey is big? Oh man. Now I'm not knocking Dave because that's my mentor, Dave Ramsey. If it wasn't for him, if the universe didn't place him in the place he is today, I'm not gonna say never, but I wouldn't have been able to get out of debt when it was time for me to get out of debt because I didn't know I was in debt. Dave Sincere says, once it's aired on live, it's out there. Okay, yeah, you're right. It's out there. Yeah, because people record that stuff. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Dave. Dave Bourne says, Gabriel, you getting this information at the right time. With this economic situation and virus situation, it's going to solidify things of what you're learning with real-time examples, real time too. And if there's any people in this room that are around Gabriel's age, Gabriel's 19, and if you're soaking this information up, let me tell you something. Your passport, your ID for the new economy is going to be your entire credit report. Your credit report is going to show all zeros. Only people that know will have this type of credit report. Those are the only, and you go to ask anybody you decide to do business with, you ask to see their entire credit report, because that's how you will meet other people like yourself and like me and other SMD family members in this room. Because as soon as you ask that question, we are going to know why you're asking that question. Because people in debt don't ask that question. People in debt say, what's your credit score? What's this and that? And how? No, I want to see your entire credit report. Somebody says that to me, I'll be like, oh, this person, no, you know. Sure, I'll show it to you. But by you even asking that question, I know that you know. Dave Bourne says, the right information at the right time, Gabriel. Gabriel says, LJ, what you showed me on the Discord on Amazon. Oh yeah, on debt and the Medicaid benefits. I'm like, wow, they're doing slaves dirty. No, what do you mean by that, Gabriel? No, that's if you have an EBT card or a Medicaid card, you will get the prime service for half the price than everybody else. You get right now, you show them, check this out. And I don't know if anybody here, let me do this right now so I can let me show this to you real quick here. Thank you for bringing that up, Gabriel. Now listen, okay. If you got medical from the state, or you got an EBT card, right now you can save on your Prime membership $5.99 a month with all the same benefits. Right now, $5.99. That's I believe that's 74 a month. What is that? Let me see. $5.99 is 72, I believe. Let's see. 1 second. Okay, that's $72 a year. I'm rounding it up. That's $72 a year. The annual membership. Now, I normally buy my annual membership. That costs $119. This one right here, you can get the exact same service that I'm getting for an annual fee of $119. You can get it for $71 if you have an EBT card or you're on state medical. Why would anybody not do that? Why would anybody not do that? That is a must do. All right, you guys, we're going on 2 hours. Any other questions? And if you're new to the channel, don't be shy. I know you guys be emailing me. Don't be afraid to write in the room. You can write the comments in the room too. You can. Any questions? All right, so we're going to cut this off in 2 hours. I know we usually go 3 hours, but I got to get a little more participation, you guys. I know. Thank you for the regular people that jump in and comment. But if you're a person coming across my channel and you're just nervous and you don't know what to do, I promise you I can give you the answer. I can give you the answer. You can prosper in a time like this. I'm telling you, you can prosper in a pandemic. You just got to get out of debt first. Right now, you got to get out of debt-free card. If you're in debt, you pretty much guaranteed a Chapter 7, guaranteed it. That will free you. The Scout says, if you're about to cut it, wanted to say it was a pleasure again. Salute. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, the Scout. I'm going to try to stay on here, Ken, I want to make sure you guys understand, if you're new to the channel, this is a no judgment zone, okay? Just like NC Big says, this is a no judgment zone. I know more of you guys are coming into this room, and NC Big says, thank you, LJ, sure helped me. You're welcome, NC Biggs. If you're new to the channel, this is a no judgment zone, man. Don't feel bad of your situation. Don't think you're the only one that has done it. Don't think somebody's gonna make you feel stupid for not knowing something. Right here, this is not that kind of place. This is to help you get out of this situation to where you're never in this situation again, no matter what the economy does. It doesn't matter. To me, the economy, yeah, it affects me. Yeah, it does. Doesn't control me. It affects me. It's like, oh, okay, I can't do this. Oh, I should be doing that now. Okay, I have to do that. I just follow. You got to remember, you got to do the opposite of the majority in any situation. You do the opposite of the majority. Anything. Okay? If you're in a situation that you lost your job and now you just you're like, man, who am I without my title, my job? What am I going to do? I've done this all my life. I don't know how to do anything else. This is what I suggest to you right now. If you're in that situation, whatever it is that you would love to be doing, that you would almost do it for free, now is the time you can do it. You have nothing else to do. Nothing. Not even a job. Not even a job can stop you from doing what it is that you would love to be doing for a living. And you do it for free. Imagine if you made money from it. Right now is the time. Stop listening to the news. Stop listening to people in debt. Stop listening to people telling you you should invest right now in the stock market. Stocks are down. Buy a house, get into real estate. Stop listening to them and listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. What deep down inside your heart right now is telling you what you should do? I think something's telling you right now. What would you love to be doing that you couldn't do because you were in debt? Jaws 2003 says, I still want to pay a car cash. LJ, do you think car prices will tank even more? Yes. Wait till November and December. Right now, this is what I say, Jaws 2003. Something big is going to happen by the summer. I still don't know what it is. It's starting to look, to me, it's starting to look like a major lockdown, okay? That's what I'm starting to see a major lockdown in the summer. Wait till after the summer. The summer is going to tell me everything what you should do. The summer. Gabriel says, so when I can use velocity banking, I so could increase my income. Man, you need to leave Denzel alone. I hope you're leaving Denzel alone, Gabriel. Okay? Any questions in here? Any questions? I'm looking for you new people that are listening and not saying nothing. Come on, don't be shy. You can come on in here. Get on in here. Speak up. You can join the Discord server too. What is the Discord server? It's in the details of every single video. What's up, Mark?
Hey, what up, LJ? How you guys doing?
Wait just a second. Maybe it's me. Okay, go ahead. I can hear you now.
You hear me?
All right.
Oh, okay. How are you guys doing?
Good, man. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Yeah, so Jaws 2000 said asked about the car, and I'm following your advice. So I have the cash ready for the potential or for the eventuality of what's coming. Yeah, and I'm just looking. Yeah, it's kind of like I'm window shopping right now.
What are you looking for? I mean, what are you looking for? What kind of car you got your eye on?
You know, honestly, right now I'm looking at a Sonata hybrid, Kia Sonata hybrid, just because we were talking about electric cars, and I was like, hell, if I can, if I could do it, let me do it, And I like the look of the car anyway. But
yeah, because people are going to be trading in their cars right now. Believe it or not, people are financing cars, and banks and the car dealerships are over. Did you know, like, for example, people are trying to turn in their lease cars, and the dealerships are not accepting them because they don't have no room on their lots.
And when I hear lease cars, I think about I think about this girl I went on a date with, and I don't know, she She leased a car. I just looked at her and she looked at me, and I think in the back of her mind, she just knew.
What you mean? What happened? What you mean? How'd that even come up? How'd that even come up?
Well, in this debt thing, being in this debt thing, you don't want to. I don't want it to get to a point where it's like, oh, okay, I start feeling comfortable, and then we're talking and stuff.
Right.
So I just lay it all out.
Oh, okay.
In front of the table. I just tell them, look, this is what I'm doing. This is where I see myself in such and such years. It's like, all right, what do you think about it? And they eventually they'll let you know. Maybe they'll try to say something smart, or try to, they'll try to say something that makes it sound like, I don't know about that. So I just listen, and I just make my choice.
Right. Without now, do they know you're even making a choice at that moment, or you just casual talking?
I casual. Well, they probably know I'm making a choice. I'll try to make myself not seem harsh, but I do try to say like, I don't know if it's gonna work.
Especially right now. Man. It's just. And I've been telling people that it affects it's going to affect your dating life. It really is.
Right. And I can see it right now. I mean, people are losing work, and all of this crazy stuff that seemed like it never happened. Maybe it happened in this way, or maybe there's a different perspective on, that people have on what's going on. Economic crashes come and they go. Yeah. And of course, this is different, but still, eventually, it's going to be an economic crash.
Yeah. And can you see it coming? You can see it coming, right?
Oh, we can see it coming.
Yeah.
I can see it coming, I should say.
Yeah.
I mean, with the knowledge that we're getting here, back then, it would just seem weird. It'd be like, well, the flu has been there since. COVID-19 has been there since. What's so different this time? And I've done sciences as well. So in my college years, I did went into science, and you could kind of see the opaqueness when they speak about certain things, when they reference certain people for certain type of knowledge, certain types of answers. You can kind of see like, okay, you're not being 100% genuine. You're telling truths, but only in a certain way, and make them seem, put a different line on it, a different perspective.
And you know what was crazy? Math is one of the few exact sciences.
Right.
It's exact. It's never wrong.
Right.
And I wish somebody would have told me that at 19. How can you argue with that? You're like, hey, this is your debt, savings minus debt. This is how much you're worth. And you would look at the number and say, is that right? Then if somebody would have said to me, hey, Linnell, you do understand that mathematics is an exact science, right? It's never wrong, right? Boom. That would have changed my life. I would have had to walk away. Maybe I would have listened, maybe not, but I would have walked away thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, it's like they say, you can't unknow a secret or unknow a truth. It's like what's out there for you to kind of know and to explore it. It's stuck with you.
You can't go like right now, Gabriel, not Gabriel, but Mark. You can't just say, "All right, forget it, man. I don't feel like doing this. It's too hard. I'm just live in debt." You can't you can't do that. That's not even an option anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it hurts when I can't even pay my bills like I should pay, or pay off the debt like I should pay them off. So I don't know. It's no real going back, and it's hard, especially when you interact with other people that don't really get it,
right?
And you're explaining it to them, and you're saying it as clearly as you can. Like, look, you just gotta pay it off, and you'll be fine.
Right.
I was talking to a coworker today, and I just kept on reminding him, like, look, bro, like you say you've got a little bit of student loans, like, why don't you just pay it off? You're in the perfect position to do it.
What's he say?
He said, yeah, I got it. You're right. Kind of like okay, I
I
heard
heard you.
you.
Now shut up.
Like, so I'm
I heard you
just
before I stop being. So shut up before I stop being your friend. Shut up.
right. I
Mhm.
mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say, but
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's interesting. I see a
How's
lot
it?
of things.
Go
Uh huh.
ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go
No.
ahead.
No. I see a lot of things that were kind of. It was weird to me back then.
Mm-hmm.
There was someone I used to date, and she made pretty good money, but
Mm-hmm.
she didn't live in like extravagant places, didn't
Mm-hmm.
buy cars, didn't do things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was always weird to me, like,
Right. Right.
like I don't understand, like,
I dated a woman like that too when I didn't
mhm,
know.
yeah,
I dated this woman in California, man, and she lived to say she was making money, but she didn't live like she was making money. I thought that was weird
right,
to me. I was like, "Are you faking that you have real money?" Because she wasn't spending it like I thought people with money spent money. But little
right,
did I know she was doing the right thing,
right,
right?
hmm
And I didn't know. I thought it was weird.
right. Yeah, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, it wasn't like something so weird because like I try to, and somewhere along the lines, I think we've just been taught to live like a laid back life, but
Correct.
just to see it and to know what other people were doing, especially when I wasn't making that
Mm-hmm.
great, that much money,
Mm-hmm.
um, just to see the way she behaved,
Mm-hmm.
it was weird. It was just like, huh? Like,
How would now
aren't
tell
you
me this?
living?
Tell me this, Mark. How is your stress level now? Now with the knowledge you have right now about debt and finances, how is your stress level during this pandemic? What emotions are you going through right now?
To be honest, I'm I'm actually chilling. I'm,
Chilling, right? Right,
I'm at the
right,
house.
right,
I'm living like it's a normal day. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
The only thing that will stress me out
Mhm,
is knowing that there is a possibility of things not going well. Even if I do lose a job, I'll be fine. But
mhm.
it,
What do you mean
it
things not
there's
going well? What's that mean?
no, as in if the company falls or whatnot,
Mhm,
which I don't think will happen,
mhm,
but you never know. That I'm still fine, but the stress is I I have this debt and it's there, and I
mhm.
could have, it feels like I
Right.
can like eliminate a lot of it, but and that's the only thing that stresses me. I want to be
Mm.
done as soon as
Oh, okay.
possible.
You have a different kind of stress. You're just stressed
Yeah.
because you want it to be done. It's not because you can't pay you can't pay your rent, can't pay
No,
your
no, no,
light bill, you can't pay you got a different kind of stress. And see, that kind of stress you got to keep to yourself because
no.
you can't tell the people, oh man, I'm not stressing over my rent and other what are you stressed about, Mark? Man, I'm stressed because I can't pay my bets off right now because I really want to. They'll be like, what?
Oh no, I don't. I
Ah,
it really doesn't even come up conversations. And I am thankful though that I really did come on this channel. My brother is starting to get on
okay.
the track. We're starting to talk about it, and I'm like, okay,
Younger, older brother.
my oldest, yeah.
Okay. All right.
So he's coming around to it. I'm the youngest.
He's sort of kind of listening.
No, he's well in.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I'm gonna be killing my debt. This, that, and the third.
Does he chime in on his channel sometime or no? He just
No,
watches
no, no,
videos.
no, no.
Oh, okay.
No, I
Okay.
don't think he even watches the videos.
Oh, okay.
He's a very, I don't know how to explain it, but there are people who they manage their money well, kind of organized,
Mm-hmm.
very organized. They kind of know how to work with money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
think they see a bigger picture with it.
Gotcha.
Uh, but yeah, I think he's one of those kinds of people.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll start to be happy because we talked about it. He was like, "Yeah, I know I got to get rid of my debt, but right now I can't."
Mhm.
But now he's on board, so you know,
Okay. All right.
it's kind of all
Cool.
coming. It's crazy how
That's
like
cool,
it's
man.
coming. Yeah, and it's great how it's coming all around.
Mm-hmm.
What should have hurt me,
Mm-hmm.
especially in this situation, is actually not affecting me at all. You
Right.
know,
Right. And that's what I'm now to try to get like what you're explaining right now. That's the message I'm trying to get around to people that are in debt. That you don't even have to be stressed. And you know, if you say that to the average person, man, I'm not really stressed. You know what they're gonna say? Oh, Mark's just saying that because he got money. Oh, look what kind of job he got. He's a computer engineer person. That's why he's not stressed. See,
Hey,
and it has nothing to do with that. Nothing.
even the people at my job they're stressed. You know, you can hear it kind of in the back of everything. You can kind of hear it. You know,
Oh,
you
can hear it. No, you can hear it. You can, but you got to remember, Mark. They don't know that they're expressing it. Right. They don't know that they're doing that. You can pick it up. I can pick it up, but the majority of people can't pick it up, right? Because the majority of people are in the exact same situation as them, so they believe all that kind of talk is normal.
Right. Right. So, but in any case, man, I just came on, you know, wanted to talk about that.
All right, man. Thank you for sharing it.
Car. Not a problem. Not a problem.
Yeah, man. Like I said, you should wait till after summer. Okay. Wait till this big, something big is going to happen by the summertime. I'm not sure what that is, but I would wait till after that point.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking myself. So, yeah, I'll give you all an update.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Right.
Appreciate you jumping on. Later.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thanks, man. All right. Okay. Scout says, excellent advice, LJ. I'm ready executing a game plan for the next step to be free of the chains of life, man. You almost there. You almost there, Ken. You know, you're just a few steps away, man. All you got to do is be at zero for the next economy. As soon as the economy starts back up, it's going to be fresh and new. All the financial fakers are going to be removed from businesses to personal. They're going to be removed off the field. And whoever's at zero gets to start fresh. Dave Bourne says, I would wait until November or later when they will drop. They still have to push out the 2021 and all their later models. 2010 up will drop. 2010 and up will drop. Yeah, like I said, I would wait after the summertime. I feel, this is my prediction, I feel that there's going to be a lockdown coming by the summer. That's what makes sense to me. People are pressing to go back to work. They think they're going to be making more money, which they're not. Then they're going to blame it on social distancing. Then they're going to start protesting on social distancing. And then the local governments are going to fold. And then the coronavirus is going to spread like wildfire. And then the governors and the feds are going to come in and do an lockdown like you've never seen before this century. That's my prediction. Anthony Henderson, thank you for joining. Late to the chat, but I hope you're well. I've been passing along your channel as I get opportunity. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Right now, it's about helping people. That people are going to remember who helped them during this time. And believe it or not, those of you guys that are scared and don't know what to do right now, this is your get out of debt free card right now. You're pretty much guaranteed a chapter 7. If you lost your job, I mean, you didn't have any savings, you were in debt, you realized that you really didn't own your home. You're upside down in the car. You're upside down in the car. You really you owe more on that car than what it's worth. Right now is your get out of debt free card right now. Chapter 7. You could be ready for the new economy. You got to be at zero. All right, you guys, any other questions? We're about 2 hours, 18 minutes in. Any other questions? You new to the channel, don't be shy. Jump in anytime you wish. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to share the channel, that's all you got to do. Just say, hey, man, just Google this hashtag. Google hashtag SavingsMinusDebt. I'm the only person that'll pop up in the search. Don't even worry about it. Anthony Henderson says, I've seen you on Solo TV 84. So I've been a fan of his and I'm enjoying your pragmatism, man. Don't be throwing them big words in there, man. stumbling me, man. Thinking you smart and stuff. No, I'm just joking. Best thing in the world I learned was get a cash car. Always go cash when possible. Yeah, exactly. And always remember this, Anthony. Always buy from a person in debt. Blue book value of cars only matter to when you sell, never when you buy. There's more people in debt than not. So just look up the car you want that's for sale, whatever. It doesn't matter the price, whatever, blue book. Then you call them up, listen to their story, listen to their debt story. Then you'll know right away what you're going to get that car for. So if the car was $10,000 and they're desperately in need, you're going to get that car for $7,000, maybe $6,000. Never know. What's up, DTN? Welcome. I'm late, missed the stream. Got to watch it later. That's all right, man. Not everybody gets in here on time. That's all right, though. Any other questions? DTN says, keep spreading the news, Linnell. Hey, man, I can't stop. The universe is working through me, you guys. The universe is working through me. This is my mission. Time to become a multimillionaire. Who's with me? If you're new to the channel, you got to learn how to count to 1,000,000 before you can make $1 million. You got to learn how to count to 1,000,000. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the number where you start to count from. How far are you down there? How far are you under zero? First, you got to know you're at zero first. You got to know you're at zero first before you can count to $1 million. You got to know where you're at. You got to know if you're under zero. How far are you under zero? And if I gotta, man, I wish I can get. If I can get one of these kids that are being drafted right now, if I can get one of those kids to listen to me right now, I could change their life forever. I could change their life forever. I don't care if they're 19, 21. It doesn't matter. The younger, the better, though. The younger, the better. Johnny Blaze, what's up? What's up? How you doing? Been a minute. Haven't seen you in a minute here. DTN says, so you think we're going to be mandatory lockdown again by the end of the summer? Oh, it's going to be worse. That's my prediction. There is no cure for the coronavirus, and they're opening up businesses. They closed down businesses because of the coronavirus. Now, due to protesting, they're going to open back up in the middle of the coronavirus. What does that say to you? That says lockdown to me. All it's going to take is enough of our nurses and doctors to get sick. It's going to be a mandatory lockdown. You watch. It's going to be. Oh, it's not going to be like the lockdown right now, DTN. Oh no, this is. We're still free to run around and just do stuff, right? This next one coming? Oh no, ain't gonna be like that. This is gonna be a lockdown. Don't forget zero. You're right, Dave. Don't forget zero. If you start counting to 1,000,000, if I say, hey, how do you count to 1,000,000? You start going 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna say, why are you forgetting about zero? Zero's a number. That's why zero is round. That's why zero is round, because you got to go through it to get to 1,000,000. That's why it's round. That's why everybody forgets lonely old zero. Zero says, hey, man, in order for you to get to 1,000,000, you got to go through me. So if you under me, you got to go through me. Anthony Henderson says, what's your viewpoint on the book? What's your viewpoint on the book, The Richest Man? And I never read that book. I haven't read that book. They mentioned taking 1/5 of your income to pay off debt. I got a GMC Yukon for $1,000. Drunk old man who just wanted more beer money. I don't. You know what, Anthony? Once you get out of debt, I don't really look at my finances like that. I don't look at it like, hey, I'm gonna take 1/5 and put it here, or I'm gonna put 15% in retirement. I don't really look at my money like that. I just have money. I'm gonna say, hey, first I look at this is my investments right here. I look at all the things that are gonna save me on taxes. The majority are paying taxes on, like I'm gonna use the example of cell phone service, okay? Let me just use that example, okay? The majority of people have traditional cell phones, right? And so they sign up for a plan. By the time they get their first bill, they open it up, It's not only the plan that they signed up for, but it got all these taxes and fees on there, that across the street tax, this tax, that tax. Those taxes have been over for years. They only do that to people who finance phones. If you finance a phone, now you're locked into those taxes. When you own your own phone, those taxes don't exist. They only exist for those people who finance phones. I don't pay those taxes. See what I'm saying? So when you do that, you'll see that you have what's called phantom income. Once you start doing that stuff, once you pay less taxes in anything than the majority pay, that's money in your pocket. That's phantom income. DTN says they would be a billionaire. Who are you talking about, DTN? What you talking about? So you think we're going to... Johnny Blaze says between healthcare workers and utility personnel, that will cause a massive disruption. Yes, exactly, Johnny. You're right. You're right. If these essential people get sick, mandatory lockdown. When you start messing with essential services like lights, water, electricity, due to people wanting to go back to work and spreading the virus, lockdown. Not only, think about it this way. Think about it this way. Due to people wanting to go back to work and open businesses while there's a lockdown, while there's a virus still out there, not only are the nurses and doctors putting themselves at risk, they're getting worked hours beyond hours. Can you imagine if they're not getting the right food, the right sleep? What do you think that alone is doing to their immune systems? Think about it. When we sleep, our bodies are doing something to where we have to be unconscious. Okay. And when we sleep, we are unconscious, right? So our bodies must do something pretty important to where it even needs our brain to be unconscious. That seems to be pretty important. So if you're a doctor working hours upon hours, they're not being able to allow their body to do what it needs to do to whatever it needs to be doing, because it needs us to be totally unconscious. And they're not getting that. Lockdown. I see a lockdown coming. NC Big says, what is the max you pay for a MacBook Pro? It counts on what's in it. NC Biggs. People beef them up. People put more memory in them, there's different hard drives, terabyte hard drive sizes, 2 terabyte hard drive sizes, it counts on the CPU chip in it, counts on the size. But don't worry about that. Just wait till, that's what I'm saying. If you can wait till it's closer to the summer. Okay. Wait till the stimulus money is gone. Don't worry about the values of them right now. It all counts on the economy. Don't worry. Like a MacBook, check it out. Okay. A MacBook will run you, like I paid $2,500 for my MacBook Pro. Okay. $2,500. And this was a few years ago. The MacBook really didn't cost $2,500 to build. It was just the value of it at the time of the economy. Okay. It did, especially if since they mass produce MacBook Pros, and it doesn't cost them $2,500 to make a MacBook Pro. Okay. It's just the price they can get at the time of the economy. So when the economy tanks come this summer, especially during a lockdown, can you imagine what you're going to get a MacBook Pro for? You name the price. See what I'm saying? Check that out. Check that out, NC Biggs. You see what Anthony's saying? It all counts on the timing. And I'm gonna tell you guys something, man. The universe has placed me in a position where I'm helping people change their lives. I absolutely love what I do. I absolutely love it. I take advantage of none of it. No super chat donation, no PayPal donation, no email. No, when people email me and just ask me a simple question, this is how I look at it. When somebody emails me and asks me a question, out of all the people in the world, I had this person trust me enough to send me an email to ask me a question out of everybody in the world. That means everything to me. I don't accidentally send questions to people that I don't trust. I don't do that. I don't accidentally call up or email a person and say, "Hey, LJ, you've changed my life." I've never done that accidentally to anybody. Whenever I did that, it was on purpose because they did. Anthony says, oh, he's talking to NCBase. Plus it came decked out with Adobe Creative Suite. I'm in graphics major. Okay. The program costs more than the Mac. And check this out. I'm gonna get me a MacBook screen. I want not a MacBook screen. I want a Apple screen. And right now I'm investing into something to make my video so clear. Unfortunately, things are slow. I gotta wait till May to get this dang piece, and it's only the 23rd. But when I get this piece, my videos are gonna be so clear. Ooh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. My videos are cool right now, but I'm telling you guys, when I get this piece, I can hook up my DSLR camera, or whatever it's pronounced like that, right? You guys, my videos are going to be so clear. Oh, man. It's going to stand me out from the majority of the people on YouTube. I'm telling you, man. But anything that's going to help me improve getting this message out to help millions of people that are terrified in this situation right now. I can only imagine, had I been in debt the way I was in 2008, if I was in the same amount of debt, if not more right now, I would be terrified. I'd be absolutely terrified. If I had a job for 15, 20 years and they got laid off, and now I'm just LJ without that job title, it'd be like, what am I going to do? Who am I? I don't know anything else. All that. I'd be terrified right now. I'm here to tell you, I've been placed right here on purpose from the universe. I've been placed here to tell you there's a way out. I can help you never experience this feeling again, ever. You will never experience this feeling again. And you will never let anybody in the world place you in this position to ever feel like this again. You won't even allow it. You hear me? You won't even allow it. You will never take anybody serious that's in debt. You like get serious like in a relationship. You'll never do that. You will never let anybody that, I don't care if you love them, you would never let them place you in the debt. Debt is, the borrower is slave to the lender. Slave. The key word is slave. Any other questions? Like I said today, thank you for the super chats. Thank you. Thank you for the Cash App donations. Thank you very much. Let me put that Cash App there just in case. There's my Cash App. I got the super chat going. Thank you, everyone, for the donations. Much appreciated, especially in times like this. I know it's you had to actually feel something to donate in a time like this. That's a feeling, and I appreciate it, man. That's my goal. And when and check this out. I want to let you guys know, when I'm off for a few days, believe it or not, I appreciate you guys telling me that you write me, text me, whatever you guys do. Hey, what's up with that, man? I need my fix. I appreciate that, man. It tells me I'm doing something right. Any other questions? We're 2 hours, 33 minutes in. I'm going to stay on as long as you guys have some questions. I can't wait to see you guys on the other side, man. I can't wait to see you guys on the other side. This new economy is forming. If you ever check this out. If you ever dreamed of being a millionaire, rich, whatever, 100,000-aire, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you ever thought about owning a home in cash, right? Right now is your opportunity. Right now is the time to prepare yourself for the new economy. It's being formed right now. It's being formed. And like I keep saying, right now, your ID will be your credit report with all zeros. This is why it be your ID. People in debt don't even realize that something like that exists. Let me put this up there one more time. See this? Let me show you something. That's your ID. That'll be your ID in the new economy. This is how you're going to meet people like me and other people like you, by showing your entire credit report, not the credit score. Don't worry about the credit score. Those zeros right there. See all those zeros? That's what you want to see. Those are the people that you trust. Because you got to earn that. You can't fake that. That cannot be faked. That cannot be faked. Shout out to Johnny Blaze for the super chat donation. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. It's nice to hear something besides people talking nonsense on YouTube, right? Right? Oh, excuse me. Because Johnny, I be looking too, man. I be looking for some stuff that's like who I listen to on YouTube right now. I listen to a lot of spiritual stuff. I listen to who's my main dude I follow? What's his name? Infinite Waters. I listen to this guy a lot. Let me go to. I'm gonna share his channel with you guys. I listen to him. This guy right here, I listen to a lot. I'm trying to get back on O'Shea Duke Jackson's channel. We've been chit-chatting. We got to see what he's going to be talking about. So that's one of the guys I listen to on YouTube. Any other questions, you guys? Any other questions? Now, Johnny, if I can remember, you're in California, right? I think. Hopefully I'm right about that. I think you're in California, correct? Any other questions, you guys? I want to, like I said, I want to reach some people that might be nervous, but if not, we're going to end this. I see I got a couple emails of some questions of some YouTube followers. I appreciate you guys. Believe it or not, I don't want to pressure you guys into, oh, Virginia. Okay. No, I was a different person. Okay, cool. I don't want to pressure you guys to have to come in and comment. I appreciate your emails too. Okay. So, and I will respond to your questions. They're just short, simple questions. So appreciate it. Yeah. Ralph Smart. Virginia. Okay. I was thinking of another person there. Yeah. I like the dude. I just like to follow people that are pretty much on the same journey as myself, and not that I believe 100% in everybody, but everybody has something, a piece that I like, Yeah, I listen. Anthony says, have you listened to Les Brown? I listen to both those guys too. I do. Les Brown, Tony Robbins, for sure. Quentin Sanders says, hey, LJ, one of the census questions was about owning the property you live in without mortgage from a debt-free view. Why do you think this is on there? I think they just want to keep track of how many people actually own their property. That's all. I'm sure it's a small percentage. That way they can keep track of how many people don't. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. That's millions of people. Think about it this way, Quentin. Millions of people believe they are homeowners while having a mortgage when it's not true. They're not homeowners. Like for example, if I was on a stage in front of hundreds of thousands of people, and I said, everybody raised their hand all homeowners raised their hand. Imagine 80% of the people raising their hands, right? Claiming to be homeowners. Now, if I said, everybody with no mortgage, put your hand down. If you do not have a mortgage, put your hand down. Now imagine 20% of the 80 people lowered their hands. Now the people with their hands still up, I would ask them, I would say, now people with your hands still up, why do you still believe you're homeowners? Your hand is still up. You still believe you're homeowners, even though I told the people with mortgages to put their hands down. Half of them still won't understand what I'm saying. They still wouldn't understand it. And it must be that way. People that raise their hands thinking they're homeowners while having a mortgage, they must raise their hand because that's how the economy works. Our economy runs on debt. As long as you make people believe something that's not true, and it's the majority, that's the way it is. That's how it works. This is how they keep track. Because another good friend of mine, you know what? He sent me a statistic that they keep track of how many people work at home, work past the clock. I mean, there were some statistics that I didn't even think they kept track of. It blew me away. It blew me away that they kept track of people that worked off the clock, who did what at home, how long they did it at home. Did they answer emails at home? Did they answer text messages at home? Did they answer their phone? I was like, why do they want all that information? Because that's what people in debt do. Because people that are not in debt, there would be no statistics to follow because people in debt don't work. They don't work off the clock. People not in debt don't work. People not in debt don't work off the clock. That's giving away. That's when you work off the clock for free, you're giving away the time in your life for absolutely free. You're not even getting paid for it. You're giving it away for free. And people not in debt know exactly what the time in their life is worth. There is no limit. All right. Any other questions? We're going to wrap this up. We're 2 hours and 40 minutes in. Any other questions before we get off? Any other questions? All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this up here. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Let me make sure, because sometimes there'll be a few questions coming through and I catch it late. So let me see. Okay, there we go. Oh, let's see. Johnny Blaze says, have you heard of a thin credit line file? No, I don't know what that is. I never heard of that before. Anthony Henderson says, I think two more people you would like are Rock Thomas and Eric Thomas. Now, I know Eric Thomas, but I never heard of Rock Thomas. I'm going to write that down. Rock Thomas. Rock Thomas. They are not related, but it's coincidental. Okay, now I'm going to check out Rock Thomas. I know Eric Thomas. I like him. He's the one that kind of inspired me a little bit to get on my own. There was a guy that before I got out here and started doing this type of stuff, I had encouragement from other people, and they said, hey, man, you remind me of Eric Thomas. They were talking to me. I was like, oh, cool. And then I saw Eric Thomas. I was like, oh, yeah, that's me. Okay, I'm going to do that. Johnny Blaze says, it states I have less than 5 open accounts, and this looks bad. I have 2. Yeah, I have 1. So I guess I would be considered a thin credit file because I only have 1 credit card. That's it. I don't have anything else. So I'm like half of you. So I guess I'm thin. And they said that's bad, this looks bad. I know if you log on Credit Karma, if I log on to Credit Karma right now, I'll have a red thing on that says, "Hey man, your credit score is being affected because you ain't got enough accounts open." Yeah, sure, whatever. That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. But I get it's business. That's why it's free. That's why Credit Karma. People don't really realize that they make you pay. In every other way, they make you pay to see your credit report, but Credit Karma gets it for free. Experian to do it for free. You know why? Because they recommend credit cards to get you in debt. That's why it's free. All right, you guys, any other questions? All right, we're going to wrap this up here. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Much appreciated. If you guys, and do me a favor, if there's any finance channels that would love to have me on as a guest or vice versa, let me know. Please suggest them. I'm all down for that. Please do that. I would really appreciate it. I would love to get on another channel and spread the word. But you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Johnny Blaze, Anthony Henderson, NC Biggs, DTN, Dave Bourne, Dave Sincere, Gabriel, Scout, Ken. Thank you, everybody. Limit for Life, Lauren, Herbert Walker, Josh 2003, Rideshare, Sharif, Ill Wills, Fast as Life. Thank you guys for joining. Much appreciated. You guys have a wonderful evening. All right, see you later.